Okay, don't know if this is going to be actually up. Let's see, it's been a while, and yes, it is. Maybe, I don't know. And how loud is it? Oh, hello. Okay, good, it's not that bad. Does quick question, does everything sound good? Everything's okay? Trying to get everything ready. Yes, I want to overwrite. And back. I'm actually really glad to see you. Like, I'm glad that you're liking this, I'm honest. February 24th, 9:41 a.m. District Court. And I want to apologize. I am feeling under the weather, or I am sick a little. I'm getting on the tail end of sickness. So, what do you think, Mr. White? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in two different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Landa. Good morning, Mr. White. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. Same, also don't apologize. Everyone at my job has the same thing. A scratchy throat, a cough, headache. It was just a nightmare. I hope they don't hold you to. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all the all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? It's as Mr. White suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Linda, Linda, don't tell me you. Much to my regret, I'm as much in as dark. I am as much as in the dark as they are. This guy. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. But yes, I'm going to start off with, it's been a long time. I want to apologize My nose went haywire last Wednesday, and the next day I was completely fine. And today my nose is back to going haywire. Yeah, it's a very interesting times. But no, I wanted to apologize for being away for so long. Like I said, I'm just going through things, getting distracted by things, and just overall just finding the motivation, I guess, to be lightly. It's a trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to have to accuse Mr. Marshall. We have to play the cards we were dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Well, I do hope you get to feeling better as well. I've been taking a lot of vitamin C and trying to get as much rest as possible. Do what you have to do, Mr. White. Okay. February 24th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Glenn Sky. The defendant is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is... I'm afraid you had to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edwards' car. Wow. This is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Whatever. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In doing so, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now, that's what I see Mr. Edgeworth's part. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait. Very well, let's let the trial resume. I forgot this was immediately after the last episode. What was that one name? What that one was? Hold on. I have it. I have the thumbnail in my computer. Blah blah blah. Oh, it just says 19. Okay, never mind. I didn't write it down. But I do have it on here. Doo-doo. Day 2 investigation review. Okay. Day 2. I have no idea what this part is. Okay. Let's continue. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For the first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Things are getting wild. Well, the witness, please state. Will the witness please state name and occupation? Yes, sir. I am Officer Mike Meekies, sir. My occupation is that would be murder, sir. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I am the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what? I'm sir. What are you call part of the younger generation, sir? A person whose actions adults can't a person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir. Mr. Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. You can't fault him for the lack of enthusiasm. Okay, before I go into this testimony, I want to say I have zero idea what's going on. I think it's been 2 weeks since my last, I guess, recording. Do you remember anything at all from the last, I guess, trial or whatever it is? If so, any information you can give me will be extremely helpful. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was told to do so, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So, the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meeskies family motto, sir. I see then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Okay, I have no idea what to do. I'm going to try something. I'm going to press until I get something. What I need here is more information to work with, because there's nothing in here. There's nothing that I can press, or, yeah. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes. Now there's a scary thought. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of that crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. Oh, that's sketchy to look at. I was to ensure it wasn't broken until the transfer process. I wasn't sure it wasn't broken during the transfer process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. Oh, they're not giving you much. I see. Sounds like a very important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen, and I rushed into the room. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, and am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? Should be. Mr. Meekins, ... There it is. I found it. This is the one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. 4989596. 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. But number 4989596. It was shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. First time was when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during the second time when... Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Data added to ID card record. I was only doing what I was told. I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. This is what he was telling us yesterday. Well, we need to try to skim some more details from him. For starters, what was on officer from the General Affairs Department doing in there for the first place? Right. Let's press him for all it's worth. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits. Yikes, that's a scary thought. Okay. The officers given special tax to perform, blah blah blah, Badger, Blue Badger. I have already went through here. It's just awesome. Evidence room, blah blah blah. Yeah, can you tell us? I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed in. In order to enter the evidence room, okay. Yes, we already know we have to. I found it. Let's continue on. I already read this one. I was only doing my job I was trained for, and I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. You should probably press everything. I was thinking that one, because I'm not finding anything, and his testimony so far, I don't detect any oddities yet. Like some of the other ones, there's, within the speech, you can tell that there's something that they're either lying about, or there's a contradiction, or something, but I'm not finding anything in this one, and it's actually getting kind of... How do I say it? Yeah. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir. A knife. Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well then, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as suspicious as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. Oh! I fought for the knife. I fought for my life. Then I did it. Did what? What exactly do you mean when you say did it? I know I didn't look like the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched the knife from him. You took his knife? I spun around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. Okay. I see. He must have been desperate. Then the next thing I knew, his white collar was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I know, yes, he punched me right in my face, sir. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. This is what he was telling us yesterday. Well, we need to try to skim all details. An officer from... Okay, yeah, right, let's press him for all it's worth. Although... Okay. Oh my god, do I have to do this whole thing over again? Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. Press again. Just working in general affairs, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits. Yikes, this must be scary. Evidence of the crime, which means affairs. I was in charge of guarding the blue badger, and it's going to show me that creepy thing again. That was my sole mission. Yep, idiot. I see. Sounds like a very important mission after running. I relocated the blue badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Are you sure you pressed everything? Because I don't think pressing the same statements is going to help much. I thought I pressed everything because because at the end of the statement, if you don't do anything, it just re-ups to the beginning again. So spot a suspicious man and rush into the room. I was the only one doing what I was told. So sir, I suddenly was attacked. I fought with my life, and then I did it. After I passed out, another officer smacked me. Okay. I want to see if I need to press that last one again. After I passed out, another smacked me awake. So, that one then. But what time did you regain consciousness? Okay, I don't remember doing this one. No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that I was unconscious? Right. According to the report from the officer that woke you up, witnesses, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head too. I woke up crying, tears of pain. That's nice, sir. I mean, it's nice that you recovered. That is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Mission? Yes, sir. Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man in the office... Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins. With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. Take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gent delivered it to me just this morning, sir. The chief delivered it? What is that? Oh, the videotape? So now we got progress. A videotape. Fantastic. Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the crime security. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Yes, Chief Gent, the creepy guy with the that stares in. Yes, he is very creepy. It does make you feel like he's staring directly into your soul. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of the murdering. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using the word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of the real murder? Just what we're getting ourselves into. That is creepy. I do not like that thing. Full motion? Seriously, blocking his face, dropping naked on the ground. Okay. Oh, there he is. And everything went down when... Oh. No! No! And now he's gone. Why does it have it on a swivel? Anything else? What? We're going to have to rewatch that. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that? Wiggling piece of plywood. Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Video from the security camera placed in the evidence room. Yeah, I can imagine that. It's nightmarish. It's something that you can hear when you're having sleep paralysis. Just unable to move, far corner of your room, all you hear is that music over and over with that thing just dancing. Can't get away. It just annoys you. Yes. Well, anyway, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room and some sort. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. His face couldn't be clearly seen. His face couldn't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker which required Detective Goodman's fingerprints to do so. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So, it must be him. No one else could have murdered. No one else could have unlocked it. I'm going to press that last statement. Let me just look at the court evidence. Let's watch this again. Okay. I'm so glad the music's not playing. That's awesome. Is he wearing gloves? Was it propped open with that thing? I think he was wearing gloves there. I want to watch it one more time. Really want to point something out, but I want you to figure out yourself. So I'm currently restraining myself. I appreciate it. So there's a glove that fell out. Okay. So that's suspicious. Okay. Oh! Each one of these lockers has a little thing on top of it. Was it unlocked when he got there? Because that one's on, indicating it's been activated. Sorry if this is taking me a little longer. Yes, that thing is on. The little thing above the locker thing, it's on. So it was already unlocked when he went in there to get into that locker. So that locker, it was not good, and it can't be Goodman, because that is, oh my gosh. The locker, okay. Before we go any further, this is my thought process. If you look at all of the other lockers, the little black stripe that looks like a black stripe is not turned on any of the other lockers. When he went over, when it first went over there, when the camera first swiveled over there, the light was on. Most likely, that's indicating that that locker is unlocked, so anyone can unlock it. So it didn't need Goodman's fingerprints to unlock it. Now, the thing that I want to look at again is that glove that fell out of the locker. So this is my plan. Okay. That last statement, I am going to press on. I'm going to press on the. Yeah, I want to do that. Okay. I'm just going to do it. What's that about the fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. Those locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective that it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim of the crime scene would have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin their cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I want to start. His face couldn't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprints to do it. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. This one's I want to press on this one. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face. Sir, if I may say something, sir, please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body. Sir, my unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Well, Mr. White, check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? Yes, like I said, the light above Goodman's locker was on. That's what I'm thinking. So there's a problem. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may have not been Detective Goodman. But this video contains such contradiction. How dare you objectify me? Interesting, Your Honor. I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I propose we have the defense point out to us alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out? He would want me to point it out. Very well. Proposal accept. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. White, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point it out, the problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. White. It's set up for you. And fast forward or rewind or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy even become a police officer? Now then, Mr. White, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that... Oh, okay. The first one... I want to pause right here. I'm going to pick... present the light. That strange thing about the video has got to be this. Officer Meekins? Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker appreciates works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads the fingerprint. If it matches, it's a match. The light turns green on the locker. Is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. So, if so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. All of them are turned off, but the one over me, Goodman. The victim reaches for the handle to open the locker. Let's rewind to a little earlier Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Order, order. What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When the door is shut, a sensor is triggered. If I suddenly fall asleep, I'm sorry, I'm just tired. I still know what's going on. It's okay. If you need to sleep, go ahead and sleep. It is late there. When the door is shut, the sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect a report. Any malfunction. Oh well. It just goes to show novice should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. White, do you have any explanation? I believe it was the glove that was keeping it open. Me, Your Honor? Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes. Well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Maybe something like jammed the system sensor. Something jammed the system sensor. There's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought it too. I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. A pause. Right when the glove falls. Right. How do I fast forward? Oh, rewind. Ba 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 ba. Sorry. There we go. And I'm going to present this. The glove. Please watch closely. This is the contradiction of the part I showed you earlier. He walks. He opens, glove falls. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. Too quick. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker, but to begin with, what do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? the glove. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of the 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get at my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the doors closing. Okay, just let me not be able to read it. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit within the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene, sir, there just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, don't you? I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? That was the insulator that was stuck in the door locker. It has to be the rubber glove? Yeah, rubber glove. Tagged. So yeah, it's that one. I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove. But we can't be for sure that was in the victim's locker. It was tagged. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that wasn't the case. The lit lamp insists to. Wow, I'm getting tired. On the day of the crime, even I couldn't have opened that locker. It is not so, Officer Mickens, sir. How would it appear that I skipped on accident? Order. So, are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. Officer Meekins, please testify about this. What? Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Very well, begin your testimony. Mystery Man 2. Oh, the second guy. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When the ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID record right here, Your Honor. But there's still that all 7 one. I know I'm pointing at it and you can't see anything, but I'm pointing at it. The ID was used 514. Is that of the victim? 514, Bruce Goodman. Just before the crime, huh? Yes, without a doubt. This is the victim's ID. However, the one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due transferal. Why are there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent ones involving police staff. Extremely violent ones containing police staff. Interesting. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make such a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal here, and most were cleared out by noon. Right, I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination. Okay. I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to look at the evidence real quick. There's... Hey, I remember getting something. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Goodman's lost item report. A half-written document dated 2/21 can only be submitted to the police chief. Can that be it? Back. There's... Yes, I know. I need to take that trash. Thank you. Thank you, Alexa. There's one other thing that proves that man was Detective Gumshoe. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID. When the ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his ID card. Like I said before, I have present Goodman's lost item report. I'm going to present this. One moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense? Dude, does not. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report. It's only half completed, but it shows that Detective Gumshoe had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to file out a report. This report. Let me guess. You believe this something is something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Gumshoe was not carrying his card. Order. So, now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order. Does the prosecution have a response? I've only one thing to say to my defense. Bravo, Mr. White. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. On 5/15, on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. Good shoe. There were two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. White? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is fake, then the murderer in the evidence room is also fake. There was paint cans in there. Can there be red? Whatever. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder exactly. That is, well, I guess that's right. It's something wrong, Mr. White. Is something wrong, Mr. White? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well. It seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in the video is a fake. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime only took place at one location, the underground parking lot. Okay, that does clear up it. The prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Linda Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compiling. A trustworthy witness. Observe the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Huh? Huh? Oh gosh. I know that testimony was too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves me questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Mr. Meekins encountered, and where did the person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to explain only the murder of the Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor, Mr. White, you have to do something, or else, Lana. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? See what happens. No, I'm going to object. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. White? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I'm almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? Cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Da, 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 da. Hold on. Something in here is... Oh my god, I was right! The one with the little thing that was hanging out of the locker? Oh my gosh. This was an inside job. See, none of these have that hanging handkerchief or whatever it's called, that piece of fabric or whatever it is. Then it pans here, stays here for much longer, I feel. And then, boom, it's hanging out. It is hanging out. See? Oh my gosh. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Sufficiently large amount of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of this matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witness for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. White, do you mean, Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness. Whom do you want in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. Prosecution requests to hear this person's name before declaring whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. White. This person whom you would have testify. What is his or her name? The Texas Ranger, Jake Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. Prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. February 24th, 11:32 a.m. District Court. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. White? Jeez, my throat. What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems like you figured everything out. Huh? I haven't figured anything out. Lana? You're the only one who knows everything. Emma? You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. White is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? I hope you're not interrupting. I hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, yes, I am. I'll come back later. Well, that was interesting. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is that? You've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And at the top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey. I don't see you here. I didn't see you here, Chief Prosecution Sky. It's okay, sir. It's okay. So you brought what I asked? Oh. See, you mean this right here? My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. White's name when making a request. My name? Never in a million years would I've thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Landa, that's... I thought Mr. White might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you and Chief Prosecutor were in the witness in that case. Hold on. I can't believe you and Chief Prosecutor were a witness in that case. Chief Prosecutor. This guy was a witness? SL9 incident recovered from Lena Sky. Take it from me, you wouldn't want anything to do with this serial murders. Oh wait, now that I've brought you your stuff, you're just going to ignore me? Emma, but why? Why is your name in here? What? My name is in there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be, Linda. This SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under 2 years ago. The rest of the world knew it as the Joe Drake killings. The Joe Drake? No, Linda. Why am I keep on saying Linda? She faints. Emma, what? She ran off. You know what? I just remembered I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall. Angel Star. Damian Gant. Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Linda and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This cannot be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Miss White. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. To be continued. And I'm just going to call it for tonight. It's already been an hour and 15 minutes. I'm okay with that. Save your progress. Yes. If you're still here, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching this little stream. Yeah. If you're gone, I hope you have a good night. I hope you had a good night. I don't know how to say things. Now I'm on a trial letter. Okay. So far, I am thinking it was an inside job. Dare I go on a limb and say it was the chief? I'm going to say it was the chief. The chief is the killer. That is my that's my utmost educated guess, based on a couple factors. Ow. Well, not just a couple, just one. In the room with the camera, when it swivels to the left, there's nothing hanging out of one of those lockers. Then it swivels to the right. It shows the, I guess, incident going down. Doesn't show the killing. Then it swivels back after the guy left, and it shows that handkerchief or whatever that piece of fabric is hanging out of a locker. So if we can figure out who owns that locker, then we might figure out who else was in that evidence room. But we also need to figure out whose ID number is all 7s. That's where my thought process is. I'm going to I'm going to try to record the next one, day 3 trial letter. See how it goes. So yeah. I hope that was enjoyable for everyone else as it was for me. And you have a good night or good morning.